Welcome back to TEW 2016, the branding solution, and we are here on Smackdown Live, and we're going to have some interesting matches. We know Sasha versus Taryn Terrell is the only pre-planned match, as announced last week, but let's start with some pre-show action. We gave Risk Reward a tag team victory, and the pre-show hasn't got the best of matches on this week. I think I've got quite a heavy proper card for once. We gave Nia Jax a victory, again, just to keep her hopefully moving forward. We then had a few mixed and matched ones. We had Thunder Rock with our brand new signed Mua Oatani signed to join forces with Low. She's only on a paper appearance still, which is the biggest disappointment about it. But it's a tag team, and she won't sign a written deal, so I don't think I'll lose her to anybody else. So I'm happy with that. It's a terrible match. I tried Sexy Star and Sexy Girl together. Not happening. So, we carry on. We then gave Livy Bates a victory to try and keep her momentum going. Even though she's not got a pay-per-view match set up, I don't think. We then gave the Heartbreak Express another victory, mostly against NXT talents. We got a few improvements too, which is good. The matches, as I said, won't be great here. Carmella gets herself another victory. Amy Lee Kramer is improving though. And then we have a 4-on-4. Moving a few people around here, we gave Tessa, Sanatra, Joyce and Demi a victory. We had a couple of NXT talents in there, but it's not the best. These four aren't overly used. Joyce probably could be used a bit more, but she kept getting in trouble. So that was the reason why she never got much further. I would like Tessa Blanchard to go a bit higher up the card. They are involved in the Lionesses storyline. We then gave Alicia Fox a victory in what I think is the final pre-show match. It is indeed. We start with our power couple as such, not in that way couple, but Sasha and Charlotte opening the show. Sasha says, well, last week someone got in my business, and I'm going to put them in their place before I stop this Ember Moon becoming a problem to my title. And Charlotte sort of says, yeah, and I want to be the first person to advance to the next round of the Queen of the Ring tournament tonight. So Edge, give me my opponent in the main event tonight. We're going to have Ember do something creepy, because that's what we're doing with her. And Taryn Terrell come to the ring, because we're going to go straight into the first match, which is Sasha Banks defeating Taryn Terrell. Yeah, this had to happen. You're not going to let Taryn Terrell beat Sasha. We have plans for where Terrell's going to go next, though. We then have a tag team confrontation between the two, the challengers and the tag team, sort of watching Bad and Beautiful hype themselves up more because they don't believe anybody is ever going to be able to take these titles off them since they've won them. Yeah, it's simply what we expect to say. And then we have SAS say that they're going to prove it tonight by winning in the next match, as they beat Technically Flawless. As you can see, nobody's really that over here, but I'm okay with that. I can deal with it. 51, we're getting a positive. We then have Carmella come out. She goes, well, I have a new contender in Mandy Leon, and you think you're going to come and take this debut title off me? Do you know who I've beaten to keep this? Do you think you have a chance? And Naomi comes out with the whole glowing gimmick that we've created. And say, Carmella, you got lucky a couple of times. This girl, she's the future. Don't stop her becoming the star with your cocky arrogance. And Carmella says, well, you've got bigger problems to worry about than me. And behind her is Nia Jax. It was sort of teasing. We've always sort of had Carmella and Nia Jax working together. And we've also teased Carmella being part of the Sasha and Charlotte group. So there's a 4-woman group, which could be dominant. We have ourselves a little 3-on-3, where we actually gave Dana Brooke the victory over Ludaka. This moves the Bad Reputation storyline along. As you can see, they're not very good. This was pretty much their last attempt at something. If it didn't work, they were probably going to get axed. They get one pay-per-view match against the Forgotten Generation to see whether they have it or not. We continue with our building to the pay-per-view, with Asuka saying she's tired of this 2-on-1 assault and she's going to find herself a partner and stop them, which brings out Paige. But Paige quickly gets interrupted by Becky and says, well, we've still got the odds against you, but let's see what you can do. So later tonight we are going to have a tag team match with a combination of these. For the next match, we have Aaliyah defeat Evie, thanks to a distraction from Summer Rae. This is a bit of a curveball, because Aaliyah isn't quite as over, but I believe it's more important to the storyline that Evie gets distracted. Is strong enough to do this, I think, and Evie will most likely get a pay-per-view victory in this storyline. We then have Bayley and Nikki Cross going back and forth, and Nikki says, I've been so dominant, I'm just going to prove it again. And you know what? At the pay-per-view, I'll do it again against you. And you won't ever be the same once I've finished with you, Bayley. And we're continuing our building of Nikki Cross slowly. And we gave her another squash match. She's now into the 50s for performance. So she is going the right direction. We then have Edge say, Amber, you've been causing me a lot of problems. And you do have your title match down the line at the pay-per-view. But next week, you'll be facing Emma in the Queen of the Ring tournament. So, yeah, we are slowly going to build the Queen of the Ring tournament back up. I like the idea of just having my lucky draw where I had Sasha versus Bayley round 1 randomly picked. And I have Charlotte and her opponent, which is is the biggest match of this round. Coming up later, we decide to have our big tag team match, where we have Asuka and Paige to lose to Alexa and Becky when Becky pinned Paige by illegally using the ropes, which is what I wanted, because Nikki had distracted Asuka from the match. So yeah, an 84. Paige didn't seem happy about this. It's not like Becky is like that much worse rated than her. I'm not sure what's happened, but Paige has changed a lot. And we just stuck a promo in here for Alicia Fox, and Naomi, just to pump them up, because I want to use both of them. It's nice using the ones you know, rather than having to build someone who you've heard rumours about. So at the moment I want to try and rebuild Alicia to another level. Naomi's in a little storyline, but Foxy isn't yet. We then cooled the crowd down by having Mandy Leon pick up a victory. I just wanted a nice cooling match now, before we bring the crowd back up, when Edge reveals that Charlotte, your opponent, is Bayley, your old enemy, and defeater of your best friend, not former. But to make things fair, Nikki Cross and Sasha, you are both banned from ringside, or Nikki will be eliminated from the tournament, and Sasha will lose her women's title. Now this was big. Again, this could have been Charlotte versus Sasha. That's how mad this random draw was. In the 4 we had this much, and even the next couple of rounds were just as hot in this little corner. And in the main event, which was surprisingly bad, not sure why, Charlotte defeated Bayley. It wasn't difficult to know. Bayley is pregnant, JBL, and there was no hot storyline. Yeah, but you can't throw a storyline into this one because it was a one-off match. Didn't want any interference. That is actually the end of the show, so this has probably killed the show. I'm getting into the 80s, I would say. The promos have been good, I guess. We've got an 82, and we didn't lose anything, so that is good enough. It was quite a short show for me, a lot of long matches, but we're going to go back to the main screen and read some news. And we are now back to the main screen, so let's look at the news. I thought that said Matt Damon for a minute for some random reason. It's nothing overly important there. Big Cass wants to pay rise. This is what happens when you put him in a world title match. Tyler Breeze and Tyler Bates. So it's a Tyler problem. And Joyce is too clumsy. Fair enough. We'll have a look at the Tyler problems. That must mean Tyler Breeze wants to be a main eventer. I swear I have him as an upper mid card, which is surprising. Tyler Bate has actually become popular without doing anything. I'm really confused how he's suddenly become popular. He's pretty much just been losing, as you can see by his records. His age is actually wrong on here. He's actually only 20. Or probably, no, he's 20 on this. His match history. This is the big one to look at, because I really don't think he's won much. He has 13 to 13. It's not really that good. Like TV lost. So he doesn't win TV matches. He's won pre-show matches against my NXT talents that I've been using. Whatever happened to Bo Dallas? And I recalled him, didn't I? So he put them against the tag teams. So that's his only real wins. But his popularity has gone up a lot. A lot, he's only a 40. But somehow he's jumped that far in a month. And I really don't understand how. Not going to complain, but it's surprising. And this means this Tyler wants to be a main eventer. Which is surprising, because we'll do it. It also means I can start pulling the trigger on him to get to the next level, which is kind of what we wanted. And we can check his popularity. So he's in the high 60s at the beginning. It's in the East, so we have doubled him in a year. I know I've done better in previous ones, but this was the big jump when he had the win over Cody Rhodes. So yeah, I'm happy with that. He's actually got some good stats as well. But that's just that page. So in the storylines for Smackdown, because I have been building them, this one is surprisingly strong still, but they're both fairly poor, and they've only sort of interfered, or it's only really been Bayley being interfered on. Calling this one business, and I'm not sure if it's used Levy Bates in there yet, but it's mainly Charlotte and Taryn Terrell. The Eefy one does what it needs to. We're going for one called Glowing, No Good Friends, Women's Tag Team, Women's Title, the Midnights, well that's more just tag teams, the Debuts title, the IC title, and the Young Lionesses. And they had one little match. without burying it too much or using it too much. It's kind of become a bit of a back burner for a storyline for me. Who's hot then? Naya. I didn't use her at all. Who's not? No women. That's a positive. They're not as over as the men, as we can see on here. The most popular. I doubt anything has really helped. It's probably made Bailey worse. In fairness, has it made Sasha's going up more, and Paige seems to be going up. Nikki Bella made it onto the front page at last, and these two are right knocking at the door. These three, or four, even Oscar's there now. She slipped a little bit. Ember Moon continues to look strong. As you can see, Bailey not at the level she once was, but I kind of had to let her slip thanks to the baby situation. Otherwise, this is going pretty well. Obviously, Smackdown's going to be my weak link because you've seen the women are not as over. You can see the growth we've given to Nikki Cross, just to show you how much popularity she has gained. Not the best looking stuff there, but she got called onto the main roster with the Fs. So, yeah, she's flown up. Undefeated, I believe, on the main card. I used to have a lot to job on the pre-shows, so anything that isn't pre-show, she has won. With highest ratings of 68, because we were trying her with some of the bigger names like Bailey, Mickie James, 2 matches with Bailey, Taryn Terrell, and even Becky Lynch. But then we started using her as a solo person. Here, dominant against these, but I changed my tactic and went for hiring people, and all but even Marie have been jobbers or NXT talents. She wasn't a Battle Royal, doesn't go down as a pinfall, which is great. I know we have a few of the same because there's not many in the areas we go to. But that is going to finish this episode, and we'll be back with Shockwave next. So thank you all for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the show.